Good morning, people. It is Sunday, February 8th, 2026 at 11:30 a.m. I'm going to start time stamping my videos because obviously with the whole social media debacle, especially with TikTok, like no one knows what videos they're watching from what point in time. So, and with so much news coming out, yeah, you have to at this point. You just have to sit there and say, all right, today's the day. This is what I'm talking about. First things first, I am a TikTok refugee. As you know, TikTok got bought out by Ellis, and it has gone sideways in the most colossal way. Secondly, the reason why I named my channel The View from Below is because I've been poor most of my life. I've also been homeless a few times in my life, and I know what it takes to get out of there. Okay, every time you leave the homeless shelter, it takes a piece of your health with it. I will talk about this always. Because no, and everyone forgets about poor people and about homeless people. Like we're a second thought to most of society. Let's be honest about that. Okay. I want to talk about the key changes to SNAP and the work requirements and what it can possibly lead to, because Brooke Rollins, the Secretary of Agriculture, said it herself back in July, which is very concerning, and we need to pay attention to it. Now, the age expansion of the 64 is concerning. The 80-hour rule is concerning. The work definition, this is where it's very concerning. This includes paid employment, part-time or full-time, in kind of work, extending services for items like rent or approved work training education programs. Now, let's go back to when they sat there and shut down what is professional training for, like, say, nurses, physicians' aides, pretty much anyone that could report abuses of a child. Okay, that's first and foremost. Like they're dedicated reporters that all the professions that they just sat there and decided there are not professional. That's another video. That's the Department of Education. I'll get into that another time. Now, what is concerning is their use of able-bodied individuals. Okay, because let's take a look at a track record. The DOJ sat there and said that they were going to release all the Epstein files in its entirety. They did not. They gave us a small drab, and then they gave us half of the stack, which was 3 million files, and they said that they're done. Okay? ICE, in the same vein, said they were only going for criminals and illegal immigrants. Now, Renee Good doesn't look like an illegal immigrant, doesn't look like a criminal. Mother of 3 who loved to sing and write poetry, shot and killed by ICE in Minneapolis. Alex Pretti, ICU nurse for a VA hospital, executed on the streets of Minneapolis. All right? This man was relieved of his firearm and then shot in the back of the head. I don't sugarcoat things. Well, obviously I do sugarcoat some things because as fat as I am, but I don't sugarcoat the news. I don't sit there and talk, almost infantile. It is what it is. He was executed. There's a reason why when you put on your knees and put 2 in the back of your head, it's called execution position. It's the reason why they named it like that. Now, the most dangerous criminal, Liam Ramos, age 5, was detained with his father, released 11 days after, and only by a judge order were they released. Now, why is this important, right? Because these people have the proclivity to sit there and change the rules and also change the descriptions of said rules at any given time. Okay? Obviously, they did that with ICE. Obviously, they did that with the files. And they're going to do it with this. Now, this is what she said in July when we were first talking about the SNAP requirements and also the work requirements. Okay?
And how we are implementing the mass deportation so as not to compromise our food supply. Ultimately, the answer on this is automation, also some reform within the current governing structure. And then also when you think about, there are 34 million able-bodied adults in our Medicaid program. There are plenty of workers in America, but we just have to make sure we're not compromising.
That right there should be concerning, because anyone that does receive SNAP or anyone that does any kind of form of research into who does receive SNAP, you will understand that 35 to 40% of people who receive it are either elderly or their kids. Okay? and then there's a few dribs and drabs in the middle for people that are disabled, but still, like, within the working age requirement, like 34s, 35s. Hell, I'm in one of those. You know what I'm saying? I'm 41. I got 6 bad discs in my back. But even with HRA standards, before this shit came up, I was exempt because I can't sit, stand, or walk for more than 2 hours at a time. Which anybody with common sense would be like, yeah, you're pretty much shot. You're disabled. Not by their standards. I still have a pulse. Okay? And that's what it really boils down to. Like, I still have a pulse. I can still go to work. And they've actually sat there and said it in my SSI hearing, which I know a lot of people have felt the same way and had the same thing happen. And that's why I dedicate my channel to, like, speaking for the little guys, legitimately little guys. Like, everyone that's been homeless or previously or still going through it. Everyone that's been poor previously or still going through it. Like, this is the channel for you because I know what the fuck it is. All right? Now, all of this is concerning because, like, they were already talking about using people for labor for the farms to qualify for SNAP. That sounds a lot like forced fucking labor, does it not? Kind of sounds like it. And we're not even talking about, like, the mega centers that they're building across the U.S. to sit there and house and hold immigrants or, involuntary, commit people with mental issues. Like, we're not even touching on that. That's a whole different separate thing. This right here affects everyone that's on SNAP right now. Right now. So I want you to be cautious. I definitely want you to talk to your social worker and HRA to see what you can do. And if you know me from TikTok, you already know my shtick right now, how I close out. If you're going to go out there, while you're fucking out there, be fucking safe, babe.